I'd just like to welcome everybody to the Finance and Affairs Committee. Item on the agenda, do we have any apologies for absence? We have apologies, Chair from Sam and Carol Patsy. Are you happy to accept those apologies? Item 2, declarations of interest.
Sorry, Angela. Before we move forward, can I just say, the makeup of this committee for some reason is now different. I don't understand why. There were 10 members and 2 ex officio members, so that would give us 12 members. That would be ex officio members with the chair and the vice chair, with 10 ordinary members and those 2. That's not what we've got now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of confusion around the committee, which we've been trying to get grips with. We are going to put it on the full council to really address it at the next full council, because we've got people who say, or we have a member who says they're not on the committee, but we have them on video saying they are, or so there is a bit of confusion, Councillor Nicholson. So if you can all bear with us for this meeting, we will address it at the full council. Thank you.
Thank you.
So declaration for interest. So I'll have a declaration in relation to item 10. So I will be leaving the meeting at that point, so I will need someone else to step in and chair the meeting. But what proposal we do is, after we've done the procedural announcements, we'll move that item up to the top of the agenda, deal with that one. I'll go out, and then once that's out of the way, I'll just come back and chair the rest of the meeting, if that's okay with everybody. Yes, so we'll need someone to chair that.
I can chair if you want, yeah.
Thank you. So in terms of procedural announcements, just the usual. Can everybody make sure all of their mobile phones and devices are on silent? I don't believe that we're having a fire alarm of any sort tonight, so if it goes off, it's a genuine fire alarm. So we will now move Packed House lease up the agenda, and I'll excuse myself for now.
Okay. So, yourself or Morgan, you want to update us about where we are with the Packed House lease?
So to bring it all up to date, obviously most people are aware that the house lease will be due to end August 2026. So we needed to start the discussions now as to what we want to do in the future around that lease. I've had initial discussions with the landlord and with Darren to establish if either party is interested in the new lease and decide the next course of action. So if we, obviously yourselves, need to recommend to full council whether you would want to enter into a new lease when it comes to an end. The landlord's indicated he would be looking at something like 10 to 15 years, and you'd have to do appraisal of the current market value. Or we give notice to the landlord that Stanley Town Council don't wish to take out an additional lease, and that would leave Darren and the landlord to negotiate if Darren wishes to remain in there. You know, he might get better terms, he might not have to take it out for 10 to 15 years. So really we're just looking for a recommendation tonight as to A, do you want Stanley Town Council to enter into a new lease? Or B, would you like to serve notice on the landlord and then hand that over to Darren and the landlord to negotiate themselves? Sorry, Jeanette.
Take over, why not?
Obviously, you've just indicated there that you've had a chat with Darren. Did Darren give you any indication?
Yeah, he would be looking to negotiate with the landlord
Directly.
yes.
It's when they sit across the middle of the table.
Just to say that personally, I think that Darren is probably in the best position to do it because he knows the state of the place, he knows what needs to be done to it, and he's got a fair old idea of just what their finances would allow as well. So yeah, I mean, I'd be quite happy with that.
Anyone else?
Yes, I agree with that.
Alex, yes?
Yeah. You definitely don't want to retire and pay for that amount of time.
No.
It's not viable at all for the council.
No.
Yeah, hand it over that Darren table.
Sorry, no, yeah.
Obviously that's fine, but obviously we also then need to make sure what our position's going to be at the transfer of those leases, what he's going to potentially expect from us.
And I think that is part of the negotiation that are currently ongoing.
Yeah, very similar to what Owen said. What happens at the end of the lease? Because obviously we pay the lease at the minute, so we're potentially liable for anything.
I've had a quick look through the lease just to see what happens at the end. And 3 months before the end date, we have a duty to decorate. That's what it says in the lease. Obviously, don't know what the position is when it comes to assess the property around repairs and maintenance. So they have to look at that. So yeah, there will be further negotiations around that, I'm sure.
Do repairs, landlord would put forward to do repairs,
I just think we're in a position now to start further investigations. And I think it's just for this meeting to decide whether, that's the principle that we want to follow going forward, based on one of those actions that you've outlined there. And obviously it will all go to council. So this is not a decision. This is the committee to note that the lease is coming to an end and to decide the next course of action. So we're looking at one or two, basically, or someone else comes up with another solution. It is just the very first step on the pathway to 2026. Anyone else? No. So which of one or two? Well, we've decided, have we, that we're going to recommend to full council that we don't renew a new lease, and that we give notice to the landlord, and that we consider the further negotiations to and the team to forward. Is everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to vote on that?
To be a recommendation.
So we're happy with that recommendation. Okay. Alex, would you just ask Angela to take that in? We're going to hand back. Thanks, Angela. I'll hand back to you.
Yes. Right, so our next item is Protest Commission. I obviously have no reason for it. Do you have anything in writing?
Nothing since the meeting.
Item 5, confirmation of minutes. Now, obviously, it's some time since we've held a ladies and gentlemen, very since me. So this is just ready to note these minutes from the meeting from the 14th of February 2023, which have obviously been previously agreed on council. So is everybody just happy to note those minutes?
Yes.
Thank you. And we move on to the carry. Council payment and bank reconciliation. These are the October payments received and donations on the Anybody got any questions or taking them all as one item?
It's just about pause.
And somebody like to second that, please? Yes. Question. Any questions? No, good. We're happy to approve those, please. Item 7. Quarter 2 budget.
So attachment B gives you the latest projection of where we will finish at year end. So as you can see, we are looking at the minute of a surplus outturn of 72,000. The majority of that is because of staff and vacancies, because we've gone all year while we've been trying to implement the staff and structure. So a lot of that is the savings from the vacancies. That is the majority really of the report. Some of that surplus might come into question when we look at the budget item. And of course, with the allotments, that could change some of the positions slightly. Got any questions on the report?
Everybody happy to move through the report? Thank you. The next item is also government payroll 24-25, which will happen now.
I think everybody's aware now that the NC award is accepted, and Jeremy is going to have that implemented start in November. The P award was slightly less than what was projected, so that has had an impact on the budget as well, which was on to into the budget. I think we've got any questions on this P award. Right.
Which you know the report. And tax base 25-26 notification, which is attachment G.
Two. Again, the tax base notification came in the last week, which again has had an impact on our budget. So that has been fed in to my spreadsheet, and that changes our budget position slightly, which again will come into when we covered off in the budget. Interested on the notification. It's in our favour, so we're receiving more money than we anticipated.
My questions. You know that
I don't see it happen.
What happens? We've got a attachment G is stamp size things.
Oh,
Apologies for that. I'll circulate that tomorrow.
But it's actually in our, it's in our favour, so
Yes,
it's nothing to worry about.
yes, the tax base went up. So as a result of that, we received, I think, up to an additional £5,000.
Thanks. That's the item 10, we can move up the agenda. Item 11 was going to be the replacement of the environmental vehicle, but that has been deferred to a future meeting.
Need to do some more research, I think, on the environmental options and electric vehicles, which has been it's been more time consuming. What's the different models available? So I just want to make sure we've got everything covered.
Date and time of venue for next meeting. Our next finance committee will be Tuesday, the 10th of December at 6:30, and that will be again at the coming weeks. So now we move on to the exclusion of press and public. Do we need to see the second and so fourth and second now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Proposals?
Yes. Wait, June. Second.
So it's because we get that approved at the AGM, the schedule of meetings. Do we still have to do it at every meeting?
No, we'll talk about the exclusion.
Exclusion of press and public. Oh,
It has to be done.
sorry.
So we're excluding the public because on the grounds of the private information.
Yeah.
Grounds of staff.
Thank you.